my whole life. People had been asking me if I was going to be a racing driver like my dad. And there I was, within a point of winning the world championship.
He said, I'm going to race in Formula One and I'm going to become a world champion.
It started the day my dad died. Prost, Senna, Schumacher.
Oh, go Damon Hill!
I had a steep hill to climb, but I want to win. You would never get anyone getting to Formula One the way I did anymore.
Yeah.
You know, I didn't get into Formula One until I was in my 30s. It just won't happen. You go a particular route for some inexplicable motivation. You know, you people at a whim, you know, some people would argue that actually don't even consciously decide to do something. It's an unconscious decision every time. And then you think you thought it, well, actually, there's an unconscious urge to do things. So, you know, I started with motorbikes. I love bikes. I just went that way. And then another thing came along, and it was kind of like, well, it was sort of like bikes, but it was, it had this better chance of not breaking all your bones. So I thought maybe there's more longevity to this one. So I didn't really set out. I wasn't like Kimi, you know, Antonelli, who sort of dreamt, and Lewis Hamilton, who dreamt of being an F1 driver since they were babies. You know, I was around Formula One as I grew up. For me, it was ordinary. It was normal. It wasn't something special at all. My dad was a racing driver, and all his mates were racing drivers. So I was actually looking for something different, but I ended up being world champion anyway.
And Damon Hill exits the chicane and wins the Japanese Grand Prix. And I've got to stop because I've got a lump in my throat.
What has been surprising to me, but very enriching in many ways, is the enthusiasm people have for not only for Formula One, but there's, you know, it's great to meet the fans who haven't had a chance to bump into me at a racetrack and stuff. And they, you know, they've all got stories about, you know, either they met my dad, or they remember they came to a race, or you know, they've got something to say, which is always, you know, very, very touching. So I quite like that. At this time, you know, when I was younger, you know, I would run away from fans, but now I'm very, very delighted to meet them and hear their story.
Damon Hill is here. That is a big welcome.
That's a fantastic welcome. Thank you very much. Yes.
And obviously, I've got to start with a big question. Are you the Stig?
Well, I'm glad you asked me that, Jeremy, because I get asked that all the time, and I keep saying, no, I'm not the Stig, but they won't believe me.
It's a big job, you know. The jet lag alone is just horrendous. I mean, the time zone changes they do all year, you have to be super fit to be able to cope with that. It's a challenge, and some of them fly back from races when they're in the time zone to go back to do some sim work in the factory, and then fly back again. So yeah, you have to watch it. They have to plan to be able to give themselves enough time to compensate. But I mean, the last leg was horrific. They had to go from Vegas to Qatar, which is a 12-hour time difference in a week, which is gruesome. Yeah, I crashed in Japan as I had a wave of jet lag just before I got in the car. Literally just standing in the garage, and suddenly I went all woozy and started sweating, and then we had to get in the car and drive, and then I crashed. So it's you're never going to get over it. I mean, jet lag it hits you at the wrong time every time.